My name is Sung Tees. My maiden name is Kim, Sung Kim. Sung Min Kim is my name. I immigrated to the US when I was almost 8 years old. We came in 1974, April of 1974, and my birthday is in July, so just a few months shy of my 8th birthday. Maybe as a way of controlling me, my parents, kind of reminded me, you're a girl. Girls don't do that. Girls don't wear that. Girls don't say that. Girls don't, And when I was younger, I just listened. But then when I got a little older, I rebelled. I thought, why? Why does it have to be that way? Just because I was born a girl. So I left home early. As soon as I turned 18, I didn't go to college. I had to get out of my father's house. I could not live under the constraints, what he wanted, his expectancy of what he thought I should do. And I thought, I just can't. I can't breathe. I can't breathe here. So so I didn't follow the normal course that Asian young people do. I did not go to college right away. I moved out. So I moved in with my boyfriend. But when my dad realized, okay, this is not a phase. She is serious about this guy. Then he kind of relented. The Korean way. Oh, let's forget it ever happened. Like that kind of thing. And we got married at 20, but we didn't have our older son until we were 31. We waited a long time, and it was a very, very conscious decision that we made. When we did decide to have children, I wanted a daughter. I wanted a daughter so much. I bought dresses, and then I went and had an ultrasound, and I forgot how many weeks I was. And the doctor said, I think you're having a boy. And I remember feeling so disappointed. Really? And she said, yeah, girls don't have one of these. And I thought, oh, man. Oh my gosh. That's what she told me. And I was really disappointed. But of course, when he was born, I was so happy, And then, so then we thought, because we were never going to have just one child. We wanted our kids to have siblings. My husband had 4 siblings. So that was never a question. So with my second, I wanted a girl. I wanted my baby to wear the dresses that I had bought for my first child. So I had to have an amniocentesis, and my husband didn't want to know. But I wanted to know. We were getting the results ready, and amniocentesis, you know without a doubt what you're having. And the doctor asked me, do you want to know? And I said, I do. And she said, you're having a girl. And I screamed, and my husband said, I guess we're having a girl. I said, yes, we're having a girl. And and this kid would later grow up to just flip our lives upside down, but for the better. So we have a trans child, and he is a trans masculine. He does not identify as a trans male. Some trans folks, they still adhere to the binary of male and female. My child does not. He is a trans masculine, presents himself as a more masculine. He was a little over 16, because this was October 2015. We had dropped off a friend, and we were in the car waiting, watching the friend go inside the house. And we were sitting in the dark in the car, and my kid turns to me and says, Mom, I have something to tell you. And I thought, uh-oh, that's ominous. I didn't like the way that sounded. I said, okay. And he said, do you know what binary is? And I said, yeah, ones and zeros. And he said, no, the gender binary. I said, I don't think so. And he said, okay, so if you could imagine a line. On one end is male, and that's Papa. And on the other end is female, and that's you. And here's the middle. Well, I don't feel that I'm on your side. I feel that I'm on Papa's side. And I said, oh, you're a tomboy. I said, no, I am not a tomboy. A tomboy is a girl who likes boys' things. That's maybe outgrows it or whatever, but this isn't how I feel. this isn't something that I'm going to outgrow. So I told him, I said, I don't understand. I don't know, fully what you're saying, but you're going to teach me, you're going to educate me, I'm going to learn with you, and you're going to, we're going to learn together, but I love you. Nothing is ever going to change that. I love you. Your dad's going to love you. Your brother's going to love you. I mean, we're all in this together. And I could just, his shoulders, I could just see his shoulders in the dark just relax. And he just let out this huge sigh of relief. And I said, did you think that I would reject you? And he said, 99.99% of me was sure that you wouldn't. But just that little part of me said, but what if? And that just broke my heart. I thought, to fear that your parent, your mother, would reject you for who you are. I just couldn't believe, I just couldn't imagine feeling that way. See, it was June 12th. I've forgotten the year. He would have turned 17. And his birthday morning, he comes out of his room. I said, happy birthday. And he said, Mom, did you hear what happened in Florida? The Pulse shooting. I said, I did. And he said, I can't wait. People kill people like me. What if I never get to live as the person that I was meant to be? He's dealing with this grief, this fear that he could be killed for who he is. And, we were supportive, from the beginning, but that's the first time that I feared for his safety. I didn't think about the possibility. Of course he's going to leave the nest, but I didn't think about it. He was still in high school. And he said, okay, I'm going to transition, Mom. I'm going to do it in my senior year. I said, okay, you're ready, I'm ready. So after that, he took his time transitioning. He went at his own pace. Wanted to make sure that he wasn't being influenced by things that he was reading, to make sure that it was actually coming from himself. He was really, really wise beyond his years. He really is. He's been through so much. Before he finally told me, he was grappling with it for years. I'm glad he didn't wait till he got to college or something like a lot of LGBTQ kids do. I'm glad he told us when he did, but my husband says, I wish he would have told us sooner. But I think he didn't have the words. It wasn't as known, as it is now in 2019. 2015, he said when Caitlyn Jenner came out, he thought, oh my gosh, I didn't even know this was a possibility. So he couldn't even articulate what was going on. So because we had made a conscious decision, first not to have children, and then later on when we decided, okay, let's have children, we knew the possibilities of Down syndrome babies, birth defect, all that. We talked about all that. These are possibilities that we're not going to have a perfect child. But this is, because we are Christian and we believe that children are gifts, right? And we love them for whatever, and they're perfectly made, however they're made. And the other thing, like when a child explained to me about the gender binary, it clicked. It was just like, because I had been told, you're a girl, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't, you have to do this, you have to wear this, you have to eat, can't eat that. Even just stuff I ate, I couldn't, So it was not a far reach for me. I thought, okay, all right, this gender spectrum absolutely makes sense to me, when our child first told us, we didn't tell our church community. We kept it to ourselves. We thought, how are we going to tell our Christian friends? We know what they're going to say, So, but anyway, we decided, okay, so we if we believe that they are our friends and that they are true friends, they will be accepting and supportive. So we told a group of them in a prayer meeting, and we cried, we prayed, boo-hoo. It was just a handful of people in the beginning, and maybe we tried to pray the trans away. We kind of thought, but even as we were saying the prayer, and my husband, he said he thought the same thing. So we're trying to pray for him to be the way he was. So we're treating God like a slot machine, oh Lord, bless us with a bigger house, with a bigger car. Please let my kid get into a good school. How is that different? How is that different asking our child to be reverted back to the way it was? It was ridiculous. It didn't make sense. That's not the God that we believed in. So we changed our prayer. Lord, you've gifted us with this child, and we believe everything works together for the good for those who love you. Now what? Where do we go from here? The people that we've met, especially the LGBTQ Christians, they show more grace than other Christians who are not LGBTQ. And I've learned grace from them, And I thought, my God. And lately I've been reading things and about the LGBTQ people are blessings. Mm-hmm. And they've been blessings to me. My child has been an amazing blessing to me. First, this is the daughter that I always wanted, but the gift that he turned out to be. It's really difficult to break away from, the filial piety, right? You want to, especially knowing your immigrant parents, how much they sacrifice for you. But there comes a point where you have to live your life because it is your life. Your parents did make a sacrifice, but they made that choice. They made that choice for you, So for, kids, especially LGBTQ kids who are unable to live their true life, their authentic selves, instead of hiding like this huge part that's a part of them, I hope they give it a long thought. Life is so short. Like my kid said, on his 17th birthday, I don't know how much I have time left on this earth. I don't know. My name is Sung Tis, and this is my Korean American story.